Thank you, everyone. I'm here to talk to you about the purpose of my life. Since I was a child, I was passionate about science and innovation. But for me, becoming a computer engineer was more than a dream. I come from one of the poorest and more dangerous neighborhoods in Dominican Republic, and my family didn't have enough money to pay a technical institute for me. So what I did, I learned all that I could through self-learning. So I read everything from books and magazines, and I learned how to code, how to work with microprocessors, and I learned about operating system. When I finished high school with honor, I was able to apply for a scholarship in one of the top institutes of technology of my country, which I received. I remember that when I received the scholarship, I almost peed myself, but something bad happened. My father, who was the only economic support of my family, he had an accident that broke his leg. So everything went bad in the family. Sometimes we didn't have enough money for the food. Between the food and the therapies of my father, I remember that for some weeks we just had for eat potatoes and eggs because they were the most inexpensive way to get protein and carbs. I understand that now. Back then, I was a child. I didn't understand why we are eating just potato the whole week. For me, even if I had the scholarship from the institute, sometimes there was not just enough money to pay the bus fare. So I had to stand up for my family and become an entrepreneur at a young age. Thanks to the knowledge that I gathered, I started fixing computers for my neighbors and from my friends. That way I could help my family, and I was able to continue in school. And after 3 years of hard work, I was able to finish school, being the first in my class with a GPA of 3.95. After that, I started working on a research about the dengue, specifically the mosquito that transmit the diseases like chikungunya and dengue. We have a lot of problem with that in the Caribbean. And thanks to my work on that research, I was recommended from one of my teachers to become a fellow member of the Association for the Advance of Artificial Intelligence. And from then, I got a scholarship to do a master at MIT. For me, the way from my neighborhood to MIT was really hard, not just because of the challenges that I had to face, but because when I was a child, I was diagnosed with autism. So for me, when I was a child, it was very hard to communicate and have social interaction. But it's not was until I became self-aware that I understood that being autistic, it wasn't a disease for me. It was a gift that helped me concentrate in computer science and become what I am today. I remember that my grandfather, he used to tell me that I need to prepare myself to become a citizen of the world. Back then, I didn't understand what he meant, but today I do. Today, I want to talk to you about a problem that is impacting the life of almost 800 million people worldwide. Based on a paper published by the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, 25 to 40% of the food production worldwide is lost because of the diseases that affect the crop. And because of this, between 2018 and 2020, the number of people that will suffer of chronic hunger will be almost 800 million people. What happens is that when the crop losses, there are food shortages. And when there are food shortages, the price of the available food goes up. I had the chance to meet this in my home country. You see, I'm from Dominican Republic, an island in the Caribbean. There, the economic support of the society is based on tourism and agriculture. There, I had the chance to meet the community of Pueblo Viejo, a community in the poorest region of Dominican Republic. What happens there is that farmers, they have to grow the crops to put food in their tables. So most of them, they take loans to put it in their crops. So when they have losses, it has an economic impact in themselves and in their life or their loved one. There, I have the chance to meet Luis. Luis is one of 4 brothers of a family in the community of Pueblo Viejo, and the only one that was going to a school, and he had to leave it last year because of this problem. To put it into perspective, last year, from the 30% of the national production of tomato was lost because of the disease of Phytophthora infectans. This meant for the national economy a loss of 8.5 million, which meant the monthly budget of 34,000 poor Dominican families. Inspired by Luis, I created Agro 360. Agro 360 is a system that, by the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning, possibly lead the detections of the diseases that affect the crops. All of this through a mobile cell phone. We use real-time imaging processing technology that let us identify precisely the stage of the disease and give recommendation of which agrochemical to use to apply to the crops. Through this, we have been able to reduce the time that it takes to detect the late blight disease through regular lab work that was almost 72 hours to only 3 seconds. Through the detections of the disease, we accomplished a milestone for a project and for the agricultural worldwide. But I knew that by using environmental data, I could be able to predict the detections of the disease based on previous research that I made about the mosquito and the dengue. But I faced a challenge. The available sensors, they were expensive, they have low accuracy, and they were analog. So what we did, we created our own sensors. Like this is the wireless soil humidity sensor that is able to measure the soil humidity for 2 months wireless, thanks to the battery that we use. This is how it works. The sensor sends the data to the weather station. The weather station also sensors information like sunlight, humidity, and atmospheric pressure, and everything is sent to our servers through text messages. Through this, we have combined detection with environmental data that gives us data of a scientific rigor that helps us predict and detect and prevent the expansion of the diseases. We have a success story. Here, this is a farm that was grown by 2 brothers. This side uses the technology of Agro 360 and only have a 5% loss. The other side uses regular agricultural technology and has a 25% loss. Through this, we have created a new reality to farmers worldwide. But also, we have created a new pathway for jobs in the rural areas. When young unemployment, through a basic technical training, they are able to install the sensor for the farmers and become Agro 360 local partners. Through this, when the farmer upgrades the app to get the sensor, the local partner is the one that makes the installation. Through this, he gets income from installing the sensor. He could purchase his sensor and rent it to the farmer, and he becomes the farmer consulting. Through this, we have created a micro company environment where the local partner serves all the needs of the farmer. And through this, we have created meaningful jobs that impact the economic development of the community. Imagine if we are able to replicate this nationwide. What about worldwide? Or we have many sources of income, but the main one comes from the app. When the farmer detects the disease, he gets a recommendation of which agrochemical to use to fight the disease. So the agrochemical industry pays us for being there. The market of agrochemical is a 260 market worldwide. We have a success story. Innovaciones Biológicas, a agrochemical company in Dominican Republic, pays us $3,000 for the market segment on the South region. And we have the opportunity to use their lab to do the validation of everything that we do. It's a lab certified by the Agricultural Department of Dominican Republic. And we are able to grow this exponentially through more plants, more diseases, and more countries worldwide. Imagine if we are able to reach 1% of the farmers worldwide. We have a projection that by a conversion rate of only 50%, we are able to create almost 7,000 meaningful jobs, a revenue of of almost 3 million, this is how our model works.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Speaking from experience, I know keeping to time when you're talking can be very difficult.
Yes.
So we're going to have 10 minutes of Q&A from the judges now. So if you'd like to raise your hand and press the button on the microphone to speak. Thank you.
Yes.
Eddy, first of all, thank you for your presentation and for being you. I'm overwhelmed with emotion. My question for you is, I would like to understand your revenue model a little bit better. What are your sources of revenue and how are you making money, if you already are?
Okay.
Thank you.
If you were able to see the presentation back again, please. We create, no, the last slide of the presentation. Let's back. Okay. The farmers, they are able to use the app for free. So we create social impact through that. The revenue comes from the reference of which agrochemical to use. When the farmer detects the disease, he gets a recommendation of which agrochemical to use, and the agrochemical industry pay us to be there. Basically, what we do is that we give the agrochemical industry a presence when his customer is feeling the pain. The second revenue stream is through the sensors. Through this, we have been able to create youth unemployment in rural areas where it matters. So we sell the sensors. The app is free to use, right? But when the farmers want to upgrade, he upgrades and he gets the sensors. So now he's not only able to detect the disease, but also he's able to predict the surge of the disease. And we sell the sensor. And our last step is through a decision-making platform that helps governments and agricultural companies take decisions about what is happening right now in the market. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I really identify myself with your story. I wonder how you manage between your master's degree and also your business in Dominican Republic. It might be hard just being in Boston and also operating in the Caribbean. Can you talk a little bit about that? How do you manage your time?
Yes, I'm grateful because everything that I'm doing, everything that I learned to the program at MIT has helped me develop this. It's like everything is linked together because of purpose. So right now, I'm in the online part of the master, so I'm able to take all the classes that I need from Dominican Republic. And next year, I'm moving to MIT to complete the final research for the program. Thank you. Yes.
Please share with us something you'd like to improve about yourself. What's one thing you'd like to improve?
Something that I would like to improve about myself is, first of all, being able to communicate more efficiently my passion, because I know through communication I'm able to link, and not just link with people in my country, but to link with people around the world. And that is going to serve my purpose, to take this project around the world. Yes.
Eddy, that was really great. Your passion definitely comes across. You did a great job showing us your passion. When you started talking about your family and your grandfather, I could tell that you got emotional, I think, which is wonderful to see on stage. How do you get inspired? Who inspires you?
I got inspired by, first of all, by my grandfather. He was a local farmer. He's not with us anymore. And then I was inspired by Luis, by the situation of Luis, the guy that I met in the community of Pueblo Viejo, because in his in his situation, I saw the situation that I had before with my family. But I had the chance to overcome that because I was smart at computers, so I had chances. But he's in the rural area, he doesn't have chances. He just went out of the school, and for him, like, I need to do something to make this better for him, for me, and for all the Louis around the world. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Eddie, what was the biggest challenge you've encountered in building this business? How did you deal with it?
Okay. The biggest challenge that I encountered was that I use artificial intelligence, which is a high demanding technology for processing information. In the rural areas, there is not too much internet connection. So we have to figure out how to make it work without internet. So we did a modular development approach, and we were able to make, I'm going to explain like this, like when the farmer downloads the app, he downloads a binary package. That's a breakthrough that we made through a project, and all the information, all the knowledge needed to detect the disease in the crop that he needs is in his cell phone. So he doesn't need to have internet connection to be able to detect the disease. Yes.
So I love the fact that you're leveraging the people on the ground, and it's quite unique. Could you tell us how you're leveraging from the other side, so mentors, industry, any other types of people that can give you advice and help you along?
Yes. Yes, I have it. Don't pass the presentation, please. There are my mentors that have helping me like understand how to put like everything together. I have to create a lot of stuff by myself because the technology that I'm working on is pretty new. It's an emerging technology. So, but I have a lot of knowledge from my mentors from Dominican Republic, mentors from my online program at MIT, and mentors from the Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship of the Dominican Republic. And also had a lot of mentorship. I don't know if that makes sense, but I got a lot of mentorship, or I learned a lot through the local partners. Like this I don't know if you are able to put the presentation. Sorry. So these are my mentors that I was talking about. I don't know if it was on the screen. So they're from Dominican Republic. She's from MIT, from the Department of Economics. He's Angel Wirmo from the Institute of Innovation of Dominican Republic. I also was telling you that I got a lot of mentorship or knowledge through this. This is the phrases of some of the local partners that we have been able to impact. Like knowing the reality, knowing that in rural areas there are not too many ways of getting an employment. There is not too many ways to get a meaningful job. For me, I wanted to change that, and by knowing it then, I was able to create this opportunity through them so they can learn from technology, help their community, become a producer in their community for the support of the community. So I would say that most of I've learned are from this, from real experience being with the people. Yes.
Thank you for sharing your inspiring story, Eddie. Are there other competition in the market? Are you other IoT devices, and how are you unique compared to?
Yes. Please leave the presentation. Okay. In the In the market, there are competition through mobile apps, like with ID. It's an app that pretty much the farmer take a picture and he has to manually look for pictures in the app to find a picture that looks like the disease that he has. So what we have an easy-to-use interface. This is automatically done through the AI, and it's accurate because it's certified by laboratory. Through the side of the sensors, there are competition in the world, but the sensors are too expensive. Most of the sensor packages are from $2,000 to $5,000. And with the technology that we use, we have to be able to lower that price so it could be reached to the farmers to only $175. Yes.
Have you compared satellite imagery data, like hyperspectral imaging, to actually do the same analysis in a cheaper way?
Yes, but it's not accurate as the real time for every farm that we want to reach. So for satellites, there are not as many satellites at farms around the world. So what we do with these sensors is that we put the technology right in the field. So we are able to real-time measure the condition and alert the farm when the conditions go when the disease is about to appear. So he's able to take action before the disease appears. Thank you very much.